Okay, this is the install and demo for the new version of Quickli, which you need to install separately. So if you are running any version of Quickli right now, uninstall those versions first. So go to your extensions, find those versions, uninstall them, or just turn them off, and then come here, download. It might take a minute to zip up and download. Once it's downloaded, you can then open it up, show in folder, unzip it. So if you're on a Mac, all you'll need to do is double click. If you are on a Windows machine, you will need to right click, extract all. Put it somewhere where you know where it's at. Then go to load unpacked, find wherever you have unzipped it, and click all the way through until you see nothing. If you've clicked all the way through to the folder where you need to be, you will see nothing, and you will click select folder. Once you have that, then it will show up. This version is Quickli 0.991. Here it is. So now it's pinned. Now, once you have it installed, you can go to LinkedIn, hit refresh, and you should see something different. One of the things you will see is over here, this little tool that allows you to download Clipboard. You don't have anything in your Clipboard right now. If you've just started using this, at some point I'm going to show the number of items you have in your Clipboard. I just haven't gotten to that yet. This will allow you to clear your Clipboard if you have anything in there presently. And this tool is Enrich My Table. So this is brand new. Not sure how well it's working, but you can play around with it if you want. We'll give it a quick test here. So let's say you have pulled some information from somewhere and you want to enrich it with LinkedIn data. We'll do, I don't know, the first 20 or 28 of these, however many. And we'll go back here. We're just going to copy paste. Now, keep in mind, your headers need to have some information in there that's somewhat consistent, right? So the header needs to be full name or it needs to be first name, last name. Additionally, if you have some other information like company and title, that's helpful. You may not get very much back if you don't, but let's give it a run. You might see some errors. Like I slapped this together pretty quickly. No pun intended. So I'm not sure how well it's really running all the time. But as you'll see, it'll show you kind of what it's doing, where it's at in the process. When it doesn't show anything, it means that it didn't find anyone. So it didn't find anyone there. Or it found multiple, could have found two possible matches. So if it finds two possible matches, it will just throw two or however many links that it found into an array, and you'll have to go look at those separately. And when it's done, it will download as a tab separated value. That is different from a CSV. If you're trying to open it up with Excel, you might have a bad time unless you know how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, just Google it. There's some good guides on that. Otherwise, just open it up in Google Sheets because Google Sheets handles it pretty easily. So you can press import, upload, drag it over, drop it. And then our separator type is tab. That's what the T stands for. And import. And let's see what we have. It pulls in the information that you fed to it, right? So that's these here. All right, I need to fix that. There's something wrong here. As I said, I didn't do very much testing on it. But in any case, you got quite a few links here for people that it did find a match for. Just the probability. I won't go into what gives that probability score, at least not in detail, but it's basically just backward matches to see if it's the right person. But anyway, that's how that works. Pretty handy. All right, so let's run a basic search. And let's run this in the Atlanta area. So there's 190 people here. we can download this search. So you just click download and it will run. Additionally, we can go look at profiles, and we have here they'll show company information, so you can just quickly look in there. You can add people to your clipboard here. So on that profile, now this individual is in your clipboard. If you want to see other people working at Landis where this individual is at, you can see people in the Alpharetta area who are software engineers that work there, and this is them. So you could scroll through and maybe you say, yeah, these all look good. I want to add these all to my clipboard. Now they're all in your clipboard. And let's see, where else did this individual work? Well, let's go back and look at these people. So looking at Peak, we can look at their profile without actually going to it. And same thing here, you can kind of view, it doesn't give you the same others or the see others view, but I don't know, I might add that eventually. All right, looks good. So this takes a little while, and right now it just downloads it and assumes some things. Soon, like very soon, I will be updating this to give you options. And with that, let's take a look at LinkedIn Recruiter and see what kind of options you have to download there. And this is where I think some of the really fun stuff is going on right now. So yeah, recently I had a situation where one of my colleagues needed to find people in the Phoenix area and a few other locations that were working in sales for managed cloud services companies. There's not like a great way to look for that because there's not like a managed cloud services industry, right? But we've got a good solution to that here now. So locations, we will do Phoenix, Greater Phoenix area. Let's run the search. And it looks like there's a little over 2,000 people. Maybe we can refine this a bit. Yeah, let's do that. That might have made it broader though. Yeah. All right, well, we'll change some. Oh no, we'll do the level. The level will help us get this down because we're looking for yeah, this is good. So we have 3,000. We're not going to be able to get through all 3,000 because we can only look at the first 1,000, but we can take a look here and let's go ahead and download the search. This is a lot faster than this. So this is still running and it was only pulling 190 and it's barely halfway there. Let's look at the options. So this will be coming soon to the basic version, and it will give you the different fields that you can select that you want or do not want. So you can say, how many employments. This actually is going to be over here, not here moving forward, but for now it's here. So 3 is fine. And one of the cool things that we're about to see when this is done is we pull down the company description as well. And so because of that, we are going to, when this is finished downloading, we're going to search through those company descriptions. And that will help us identify the companies within this group that are working for managed cloud services companies, right? So give this a minute. It'll download. Same process for downloading projects on LinkedIn Recruiter as well. I guess the only difference is there's not as hard of a limit on projects. So if you've squirreled away a few thousand people in your project, you can't actually download them all with this without hitting that 1,000 limit. All right. So we'll let that go for a minute. And let's look at Indeed, because this works on Indeed as well. So we'll say JavaScript, and we'll keep with the theme here, looking for Google Apps Script Devs. And we're going to keep it in Atlanta, right? So here we are. We see 89 of them. Let's go ahead and download that search too. And again, I will give options for this as well, but for now, this is where it's at. And let's see if this person's on LinkedIn. It doesn't. Oh, looks like this person's on LinkedIn. Look at that. How cool is that? We don't have to go search. We have identified that Kevin is on LinkedIn, and we can go look at their page right here. Now I will be working on making this go the other direction as well as look on GitHub, but for now, this is where it's at. All right, and that is a couple minutes away from being complete. Cool, so the recruiter download is done, and here's where we can do some fun stuff. So again, we want to know the people who are working at these managed cloud services companies, right? Like not just that they've worked have these keywords on their profiles, but they've actually worked at companies that's what those companies do. And we also want to look at companies with a certain size, right? So I'm looking for companies that are mid-size, which means in my case, 50 to 5,000 employees. So now we can specify that. And then this is the search that I'm going to look for in the company description, right? And I kind of built this, the placeholders here while I was thinking about this project. So I don't want gold partners. That's not going to be what I'm looking for. So I'm excluding that. So this is an exclusionary search, and this will get more robust. So I use a much more robust version of this for the market research work that I do, but I'm trying to not overwhelm people, I guess, with different options, but there will be some more robust options in the future. Let's see. So in title, let's look for sales and so sales or business. Oh, so you might be wondering what these little squiggly lines are. This is an around or near operator. It's both. So if I do it like this, right, and don't put a space next to them, it might fix it automatically, but just don't put them right up next to each other. So it'll look for business near development, which isn't probably necessary in this case, but it'd also look for dev near business or account exec or account manager or account director. And that's probably good. And then here I don't want VP or president. We'll also get rid of VP and president. Or, and this is where the near operator will work out well. I don't want sales directors. I do want account directors though, right? So I can't just put director or that'll nullify it. So sale director, and there's automatically wildcards on these things. So if you do need a word boundary, if you need these to be precise, just put quotes around them. And they don't even have to be on both sides, right? So you can say, I want a word boundary here, but not here. And that's all it is a word boundary, the quote. So sale director or sale manager. Let's put, manage. Or chief. The description doesn't matter. Location doesn't matter, but I will show you something cool with location there in a moment. All right, so let's run these filters. Now, here we now have a list of the companies that are mid-size, that are doing managed cloud services where the individual had a title match like this, right? So now we have these people, these companies. We could download these files if we want. I'm not going to in this moment, but clicking this will download them as a TSV. And then what we can do is run another search. And now instead of, now we can just say, find me people that work for these companies. And in Phoenix, So there's 441. Now I didn't do title search, so we might want to put that back in, or at least put sales in the keywords, but we can just do this, copy the titles that came back, and now we'll find those people. So regardless of whether or not they had the keywords that we initially searched for, they're working at these companies with one of these titles, and there's 63 people now that we know should be a fit for what we're looking for. Right? So we've saved ourselves a lot of time. Now, we might be missing some people, but the idea here is that we can save a lot of time and just we're able to quickly identify these people. The way I approach it is I pull down everybody, so all 3,000 or 30,000. My process for that is involved, and I can't build a UI around it, but this is, I think, good for a lot of cases. All right, what else can we do? I think that this is relevant as well. So maybe you've identified a market, which I have actually in a different project, where, oh, these cities employ the type of people we're working for more than our area. So let's target those areas. So let's say, all right, Phoenix is that area, but I need people that live in it or that will work in Atlanta. So I can put, I can search for the job locations. Now, you need to think about how locations are spelled out in jobs, right? So they could be a number of different ways. So here I'm going to put Atlanta. Now, Atlanta is more than just Atlanta, Georgia. So I need to say and. Then I'm going to say metro or greater or area or GA in quotes or Georgia, right? And that should get me what I need. And now I can run these filters. So in that list, here are the 4 people that previously worked in Atlanta at some point in their career. And so maybe they're willing to, look at that again, right? Let's make sure that this actually worked. So senior sales engineer, cloud connected enterprise. So yep, that looks right. So Phoenix, Philadelphia, San Diego, Arizona, Phoenix. Here we go, all the way down here. From 2006 to 2010, they worked in Atlanta. Pretty cool, pretty handy, I think. All right, so what else do we have going? It looks like our basic download worked. Let's go ahead and download our clipboard too, right? We had, I don't know, dozen or so people in there. Yep. So we can download those as well. And we will import our search results from basic. Insert tab. So here we are. So it gives you first title, company, I think it does the first 3. Yeah, and then the first 2 of schools, and then languages, months and job. Again, I'm going to give people more options here soon. I'm just kind of rebuilding some stuff to allow for that. I think that's everything. The date feature here is broken. I was fiddling around with it this weekend and I broke something. I don't know what it was, but it doesn't do anything right now. So I've got to fix that, but it'll be back soon. The idea here is that you might want to search for titles in a certain date range, which can be pretty useful. And something I'll add soon as well is the ability to identify or filter out job hoppers. I think that's really it. I guess the other thing, I do have the companies thing. Well, I have it working, but sometimes you have to hit refresh for it to, yeah. So the company info works here too. I don't have the view others thing working right now, but soon maybe I'll add it, or I will add it soon. I'm pretty happy with the Enrich My Table thing. I think that's going to be useful to a lot of people. But yeah, if you have anything, any ideas, feel free to shoot them to me. I do have some other things in the works, so I may or may not get to it, but happy to hear of any challenges that you have that you would like to see addressed.